Mr. Hichilema has been elected. We are waiting for the numbers to rise a little bit, then we'll switch. Hello. Good morning, Chwempala. Elias Musha here, and I'm with General Chipakupoku. What a great morning. Just a few minutes ago, the chairman of the Electoral Commission of Zambia announced to Zambia and the world, and to Chwempala and Mumbwa, and to Bwengwa, that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema has scored enough votes, ranging to about 2.8 million votes, to win the presidency of the Republic of Zambia, and he has been declared president-elect of our country. This is a great moment. It calls for tremendous celebration. It's an amazing feeling, and a feeling of great celebration to know that today we have a new president-elect. We are going to be live, going and talking to various of our citizens about what they think about the new era that has dawned in Zambia. Please, if you are able to, come on the screen and tell us what this new era means for you. Tell us how you are processing it, where you are, and what you are thinking about this new dawn. Today, citizens of our country from Southern Province, Tongas, ought to be extremely proud about this moment. It is a Zambian moment, but it is also a great moment for little young boys and little young girls from Southern Province who've been taught throughout their lives that they may never be president of our country. And most recently, as recent as just a few days ago, a few weeks ago, the regime of the Patriotic Front kept rubbing it in, explaining to our country that Tongas will never be leaders of this country. To every Tonga, to every Southerner, this nation loves you. And if somebody walks up to you and says, congratulations, accept that congratulations, because this is a great moment. This is one Zambia, one nation. Tonse tuswangane. We rise together as one country, and we fall together as fools. Today, the people of Zambia, from all over the country, they have come together, and they have repudiated politics of division, politics of tribalism, politics of accusations, politics that do not lead to anything meaningful. And they have chosen hope over fear, and we have joined them. A few years ago, we got introduced to this campaign to the person that has now been elected president-elect. We spoke for him. We spoke so that he could experience at least the basic liberties that are afforded to every citizen of our country. We were broken when he was arrested on trumped-up charges of treason. That was the moment when I got involved with this story. And through this media, through Facebook, we highlighted the fact that the government then was treating this gentleman very unfairly, because out of a traffic offense can never lead to treason. We were encouraged by the messages of hope that this gentleman was giving. And a few years later, he has come to embody the aspirations and the desires of many of our people. For us, we are going to do everything that we can to help him govern this great nation, and to bring out of every soul, out of every heart, the best that we can ever be. It is an emotional moment. It is an emotional moment for the movement that he helped create, that he helped shepherd during a very difficult time, the United Party for National Development. This is a great moment for the founder of the United Party for National Development, Mr. Anderson Mazoka, who we believe whose victory in 2001 was stolen right under his nose. But a few years later, perhaps 20 years later, the movement that he founded has found its way to become the leader of our country. This is not going to be easy. It is going to be a very difficult journey. Difficult because of the kind of rottenness, the rot that took place under the regime of President Edgar Lungu. We have no apologies to make, and we do not need to be kicking this dead horse. But at least we need to be very clear. May the times of Edgar Lungu never return again to our republic. And we are appealing and we are praying for President Hakainde Hichilema that never should he ever turn himself into an Edgar Lungu. If he does so, the resolve of our people is going to rise up once more and find an expression into through somebody else other than the movement or the person of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. He has to toe the line. And what is this line that the Zambians are demanding? It is a line of hope. It is a line of justice. It is a line of development, no corruption, faithfulness to our fundamental liberties, and faithfulness to our Constitution. I'm not alone today, and General is there. He looks very somber, and he looks like suddenly whatever he has been fighting for, it has now happened. What next, General Chipakupako? We have a new president-elect.
Good evening, Chiwempala. Good morning, Chiwempala. Good morning, Zambia. It's a very very emotional day for me, but I have to be strong.
You don't have to be strong.
Yeah, I think you've said, you've taken all the things I wanted to say, Musha, but I'll say this. I was driving for 5 hours this morning coming back home, and I made a phone call to Dr. Kaunda's children, and I said, I think today or tomorrow might be a good day to remember Kaunda, because as you know, our viewers, Musha, I was very upset when they used Dr. Kaunda's video to try and attack HH, because I knew it was a lie. The Kaunda I know wanted a one Zambia, one nation, and he meant it. And PF sank so low and decided to use Dr. Kaunda's words. A dead man's twisted his words to try and discredit HH. Today is a very special day for Zambians, all the Zambians, everybody, especially the Zambians in the north, Lapula, Mchinga, northern province, my brothers and sisters in the eastern province who just decided that they've had enough. The lies we've had, for me, I've been involved in this campaign, I think, for the last 6 years. 6 years solid. And it has been rough. It has been full of threats. But I think we've stood as a team at UPND. But I think the hero of this campaign is HH himself. He would have given up. He would have given up when he lost once. He didn't. He would have given up when he lost twice. He didn't. He would have given up when he was arrested. He didn't. He would have given up when he was shot in Ndola, almost shot in Ndola and forced to. He didn't. Because this man was focused. He is focused. So for me, I'm just saying thank you so much to all the Zambians who listened to our message of hope, our message to reunite and rebuild our country. They listened to that message. They didn't listen to the message of division. And in the last 6 years, Musha and our viewers, people have died. Our people have died trying to get to this day. Chipalo, Mapalo died. Lawrence Banda died. Nsamansama died. Joseph Kaunda died. Grazia Matapa died. And so many other people were injured. So many other people were injured. I can't even name the 58 people who died because of gassing. I can't name the people who lost their jobs. People like Sharpa. I can't mention the names of people who died because of this reckless government of PF. I won't name them. But today, the Zambian people decided that they've had enough. Musha, there were a lot of things which were happening on the background which I couldn't broadcast. This government was evil. This government was, even the last minute, was trying to rig these elections. We know what they were trying to do. We know what Emmanuel Mwamba, Amos Chanda, Kaiza Zulu, the former director of intelligence, Xavier Chungu, and a lot of other people were trying to do. We knew about it. They wanted our viewers to repeat what they did in 2016. You were cheated. Zambians were cheated. Mr. Lungu never did win the election. But God's time is the best time. And having said that, it has just dawned on me that we have a job to do. HH and his team, I have no doubt he's got a very good team. has a big job to do to try and turn around a country which has been damaged for the last 10 years, especially the last 7 years. I was not close to Mr. Sata, but I think Mr. Sata, may his soul rest in peace, he was a patriot. He loved Zambia. Mr. Edgar Chagwalungu and his people never loved Zambia. They don't love Zambia. And that's what they've done. That's why they've done what they've done in the last 7 years. And my message to the Zambians is we can rebuild our country. And I'm sure when they swear in HH tomorrow, if they will allow him to swear in, he will give you that message of hope. We've got good people in UPND who will help turn the country around. We have got a good team. I know that. But it will also require patience from Zambians, because some of these things won't take a week. It won't take a month. It will take some time for the debt to be cancelled. For the debt not to be cancelled. They won't cancel our debt. We have to renegotiate our debt. It will take time for certain things to happen in the right way they're supposed to be, especially to follow the rule of law. But the most important thing, our viewers, for Zambians to do all over the world, Zambians at home, is to change our attitude towards our country, especially towards governance. We have to change our attitude and say from today onwards, we put in leaders not as our kings and not as our masters, but our servants. And I hope HH will demonstrate that he's a servant leader, starting from tomorrow. So we have a huge task, Zambians. Our country is not poor. We've got a lot of natural resources. Let's put these natural resources to use to build a better future for our children, for some of our grandchildren and our grandchildren's children. That's what I can say, Musha. I never thought I never thought that we would find. I knew that HH was popular, but I was worried because these people were evil. The things they were planning, which I could not broadcast, Musha, they are evil. And for some of these things which they've done to the Zambian people, which are unconstitutional, they will be known very shortly. I just hope somebody will be made to account for them. That's what I can say, Musha. Over to you.
Thank you. One of the things that I think has left a huge mark on Mr. Hichilema's life was when he was arrested on treason charges and thrown in a cell, in a filthy cell, with fresh human feces. Fresh human feces. Now, the problem with that kind of thing is it creates this idea that for somebody to be president, they must be persecuted, which is it is not right. And I just hope that the UPND government is not going to replicate this kind of behavior, that a person must be punished, a person must be imprisoned, a person must be restricted, and then that person then emerges on the other side as president. I think that is wrong. They needed to afford every citizen of our country those liberties. A person must be restricted, and then that person then emerges on the other side. Right. Thank you. Thank you for blocking that, General. And so this is a very emotional day. So that is one of the things. And then in my introduction, I also spoke about the idea that truly, and I need to be very categorical about this. This is Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's victory, but it is also a very important victory for the Tonga people of our country. And I have no apology to make about that. General, we ran into a campaign where this outgoing regime was openly and without shame telling Zambians that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on account of his tribe, he could not be president.
I found that very hard to listen to. I found that very, very hard. I'm not Tonga, but I belong to the Bantu Potatwe group. I'm Hakainde Hichilema, and I've never told myself that I'm a Hakainde Hichilema. I'm Zambian first, because I've got friends all over the country. I've got friends who are Asians, Zambians, friends who are Bembas, who are Luchazis, who are in all the my training in the army taught me that my brother, who didn't even think of his tribe, would save my life. So I was trained to understand that the guy next to me, that time there were no women in the army, the person next to you, to me, would save my life. So it would mean anybody, any tribe. So it was very hard, therefore, to hear things like what the Chitim Crusade, and to be hearing the things which GBM said. And I was very harsh with ABC, and I still stand by what I said, that he was behind the scenes promoting tribalism. It was hard. It was very hard for me to hear that. And I just hope and pray that the Tonga-speaking people, the Bantu Botatwe, the people from the Western Province, the people from the Northwestern Province, who have been mistreated so badly, can stand upright and remember one thing, that they are Zambians. We are proud Zambians, and
Right.
that they contribute so much to Zambia's development, and that we should stand up. And I pray and say to the Zambians, especially the new government, let's not treat fellow Zambians from the north not like that.
Never.
And if HH does that, I'll be the first one to stand up and say no. That should never, ever happen. Never.
Never. This is about 1 million votes, General. This is about 1 million votes difference. This is not a joke. This is not just to say that this is a vote of tremendous confidence. We could actually take away kuti tuwafumiapo opendela ko Southern Province, tuwalandats that tuwapendele ko Southern Province, and HH would still beat Lungu by 500,000 votes.
Mosha, before
let's just take it away. Let's just say, if Lungu insists at Telefoya Southern Province, because that's what he's saying. Katuish Maironga file petition. But if he's wise, Gachaptira Lungu amano, Ekesha. Fimwefi, kuibwera mofi.
Mosha, it's his constitutional right to petition if he wants.
Okay,
but let me tell Zambians something.
He's a loser.
Count the number of spoiled ballot papers in this election, and you know what PF did. Musha, remember I was saying that watch the stamp, watch the stamp, watch the stamp. A lot of these spoiled ballot papers are because of that. They told election officers to do certain things to make sure that things are spoiled. We can't have so many spoiled ballot papers. You can't.
Yeah.
Over to you, Jeremy. I know it's difficult, Jeremy, for you. It's very, very difficult because you're on the ground. I know it's difficult. How are you feeling tonight? Because for me, it's difficult, Jeremy.
Yeah, General, you see, before they announced HH to be the winner, I was thinking like we are going to celebrate, and we started celebrating. But now they have announced. I think I've remembered everything that HH has passed through, and
Yeah.
what myself have passed through because of just associating or just believing in HH. When I was a student at the University of Zambia, uh, HH visited the university, and I think I was there as a union leader, and I showed HH where we had some problems as students. He left when even there, you know, the way it is with students, once a politician comes, they want you, you ask for some money from them and all that, then they give you something. But for me, he was very much surprised that I didn't ask for anything, which he himself wanted to give something from me, give something to me, maybe to give other students, but I refused, say no. I think that's not who we are going to work. We wanted to show you the way it is. The following day, I received a letter from the registrar at the University of Zambia, uh, owning me and asking me to explain myself before I'm expelled from the University of Zambia, and that was Dr. Ngandu. Why opposition leader visited the University of Zambia. And in my explanation, or in my letter, which I explained to myself to the university, I wrote to them to say HH is a Zambian citizen and a former University of Zambia student, so he has his right to come. And the time he came at the university, I was the union leader, I was there as a leader. He just provided leadership, and I requested HH also to help me. And I remember he went to Mobi TV and explain the visit at the University of Zambia and how it happened so that I'm not expelled. And he did that. Fast forward 10 years down the line, the issue came when we were fighting about the issue of the, you know, my famous fight with the Ministry of Health, when we exposed the issue of ANB. HH made a comment over the issue, actually concerning the issue of ANB. And I remember very well that time it changes the dynamics of everything. And from there, General, I remember very well my wife asking me why I'm leaving the home at midnight without telling her where I'm running to, because I was informed to say, can you leave your place before other people comes into your place? So it is like something very, very touching. Yes, someone who have been trying by all means to have something for the Zambian, but still the Zambian were keeping ejecting someone who's genuine and voting people who are not genuine to save them. And this to me has become a good victory. Not only that, I'm also a Northwesterner, and it's like a good thing for us, the Northwesterners, the Westerners, and the Southerners, because we have been all the time rejected and be seen like people who cannot produce any leader, or who are not what can I say, who are not that good in terms of leadership. Well, most of the people from these provinces are genuine people, honest people, and hard workers. But because these people don't talk too much, you find that people believe that they cannot produce good leaders. But I can assure you, Hakainde Hichilema has brought now that unity in this country that will show that every province, anyone from there, from Zambia, provided you are a Zambian, you are going, you can rule the country, unlike the way it came about, where we were all put in one cluster to say, we are all tribalists. Well, that's not true.
I think the reason why I joined and I became an ally as an Ushi person, as a Bemba speaking person, as an Ushi, I want you to know, my fellow viewers, that for me, this is important. The idea that we must create deliberate equality, that we must talk about it, that we must deliberately call tribalism for what it is. And so I came along as an ally. And those moments when this regime was trying to paint Mr. Hakainde Hichilema and other non-Bembas or non-Easterners as tribalists, we challenged them. And so today is a great day for everybody. It's a great Zambian day. I don't want it to just say that it's a great Zambian day. It's a great Zambian day, but it is also a great day for every Southerner.
Yeah.
It's a great day for every Southerner. Because then it breaks this curse, this idea, this thing that was erected in our country, that Southerners or Westerners or Northwesterners could not be president of our country. Now that that is out of the way, let us get to business and develop this country. We have no apology to make. Absolutely not.
I always want to remind Zambians. I know that the Tonga people are hard-working people. They will walk with their heads up, especially tomorrow, because nobody will tell them anything nonsense anymore. They're hard-working people. They're hard-working people. And to our viewers who don't know the history of our country, this country is independent today because of the southern province people who sold their cows to send your Kenneth Kaunda, the Kapwepwes, and all these other people, Kaunda to go and negotiate with Nkumbula. They sacrificed before we got our independence. Right. They are proud people. They are hard-working people. So to tell them to say you can't be president, that was wrong, because we have got a president now who will actually prove to you that I'm just praying that I'll be alive when he finishes his first term, and I want to hear what Zambians are going to say, because I know this man will be a good president. I know him because he's an honest person, he's a hard-working person, he doesn't take nonsense, and he's not a tribalist. He will be a good president. So for me, it's these tears of joy. I know it's going to be hard work, but that's fine. HH is a hard-working person. That is okay. We will handle it. But I know that he will stop starting from tomorrow. This tribalism thing is going to stop. This cadreism thing is going to stop. This misuse of public properties and this. Moshe, I'm just getting reports now. People are changing GRZ vehicles. I'm just got a report right away.
Right.
They're trying to take private government vehicles into their own. It's just sad.
You see, all this abuse of the state resources is painful.
Sad.
I've had my own experience with it as well. It's painful. People who are responsible for government institutions should not personalize these government institutions. They shouldn't. And I hope that we are going to have a new beginning. May the days of Edgar Lungu never return to our republic. May the curse of Edgar Lungu never return to our country. Never. That's what it was. This was a curse. It was a 7-year curse, and today it's been lifted. May God continue to be blessed. The audacity of having having a campaigner stand up in Luansha or Kalulushi and categorically say that these people are somehow not Zambian enough, and Edgar Lungu as president would hear that and tolerate it. And today you would be surprised that he has lost by 1 million votes. 1 million votes from every corner of our country. Na ifo kumirenge na tubikako kuri yo 1 million.
No. Musha.
5,000 votes, General. Ngatuafuniapo 5,000 votes in Hichilema Lalusa. We need that 5,000 votes.
all these people, all the provinces have played this role.
Yeah.
From Milenge to Chadiza to Vubi to Nalolo to Kitwe to Chirabombwe they have played their parts. And this is the message which I think HH will mention tomorrow.
Zambians, HH nkaya poka 5,000 kaya landati 5,000 itu apoka.
No, you know, all our people have played their role. All our people have played their role. All of them. Jeremy, over to you.
You see, the good part with this victory for President Hakainde Hichilema has shown already the unity, where everywhere in the country, all the provinces have come together and voted for President Hakainde Hichilema. But General, the other thing that Zambians should expect from President Hakainde Hichilema is hard work. If you believe in just talking and being crooked, then the regime or the regime of President Hakainde Hichilema will not fit you very well, because this person whom we have chosen as a president is a hard worker, workaholic. He sleeps late and works a lot, and he works like he's someone who's poor, who wants to feed his family. That's the way he operates. He operates like someone who has nothing and he wants something. That's how he operates. So those people who were, especially the civil servants, who entered the laissez-faire kind of doing things in the government offices, I
feel sorry for civil servants who are used to Adada's approach, not HH.
Yes.
So civil servants jack up starting from tomorrow.
Yes, General, we are not talking because we want to threaten civil servants. No. We are not threatening them, but civil servants starting from tomorrow.
Jack up.
If you are going for work at 10 hours instead of 8 hours, and you go at 10 hours, you not go for 12 hours, please change your habit before the whip finds you. Because this president we have put in place is a president who believes in hard work. And he can call you whatever the time. And you should have your data everywhere. Already he has meant to say, I don't need my people to be moving with the V8 and whatever kind of vehicles, the ministers. That shows you what type of seriousness this person is. So let the people who be in his cabinet also accept that and agree with what the president wants. Or else it will not be like you want.
I don't know why Jacob is sounding so funny to me, General.
No, they will have to pull their socks up starting from tomorrow. And we mean it. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a comment here from Prince Dennis Muchindu says ZNBC is showing a sort of a film of HH for the first time. What do you think, Musha? What do you think, Musha?
Of course. Now ZNBC is an Hakainde Hichilema propaganda channel. So I don't know what we are going to become now as TV Bakwetu, because we have a competitor, General, and ZNBC is our competitor. I think we are going to run out of business now.
And did you notice
ZNBC now has taken over?
Did you notice during the whole day that ZNBC was actually not there? It was Diamond TV running the show. So they've just woken up from nowhere. ZNBC have woken up from nowhere. They are now showing HH and telling the story of HH. We've just been joined by Irene Kafuimbi. Madame Kafuimbi, where are you?
Okay, I'm in Chile. I'm in Chile, and congratulations to everyone. We have been following you. You've been the bloodline. You've been the heartbeat of this campaign. And I think I'd like to extend to everyone, all of you. We know you as a family, and this would have not been possible without you guys. I think you were the bloodline to the bigger electorate, though we were not able to vote. But I think that you did an amazing job, and please don't stop, because this government needs you. So now to Temwa, we are just like, I'm just alone here. But you know what? This is the only Zambia we have, and you have actually brought it to us. So I'm very happy. It's a good start. We have a lot of work. I liked what Jerome was saying. Hard work is a good ethic, and I think that is something that we all must instill in our children. And for those of us who are in the diaspora, this is something that we always do. If we can do it here, I think we can do it home. So this is not the bus stop. We're not parking the bus. We are just beginning the journey, and we're ready to work. We're ready to work.
Thank you. Thank you, Irene.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing with us what this victory means to you and to all of us. We look forward to continue to have our conversations.
Thank you very much. Well done, and congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, General, the other thing that is very, very interesting about the president-elect is that he's a chimpempe. Do you know what that means, General?
You Wapente, you always want to describe people as Chipempe. Chipempe, according to you, is a Seventh-day Adventist. Yes, he is.
Why are you saying according to me? It's not according to me. You are
no.
Chipempe.
Chipempe. What does
not according to me?
Who's coming up with this Chipempe? Because Chipempe,
that's their name.
That's their name.
Seventh-day Adventist. Niba Chimpempe. Because that's where the first station in the north started from. Chimpempe, SDHH. So if we can shift to it, Niba Chimpempe. So this is the first Chimpempe president in our country.
Yes.
Very interesting. Yes. Because Bonseba Kateka Tuakwata, Kaunda was UCZ.
Yeah.
Pasa is a Chiruba ali dipende. Pasa is a nalwa konkere pari Chiruba. Pasa is a Mwanawasa.
Mwanawasa Watchtawala. Yeah.
Number when he was Chitawala, but Chitawala tabasu politics. So number okay, when I was writing my dissertation, I was corrected that it's that Mwanawasa wasn't actually Chitawala. It was his wife. Eva Chitawala. But anyway, naena aleko nkakokuba kashi Mwanawasa. Asasa mkanankwe Chitawala. Nomba chidia ukuteka ama none ya nunkila. Mwanawasa Asaf Marco from Chitawala Evere Afireka. And then he became a Baptist and he became born again. And we used to go to Lusaka Baptist Church. So Nomba Mwanawasa born again. Then the next one, when is the president-elect going to address us?
No, he's not addressing us now. He might address us in the morning.
All right.
He is not addressing us. I would have known.
Okay. All right. So anyway, Mwanawasa. After Mwanawasa, pasa is Arabi. Okay, nesha ishwoko wa Arabi bapepa.
Well,
okay. That's okay.
I know Arabi very well, but it would be very, very unfair for me to say what his mother was Watchtower in Chipata. Everybody knew that. Yeah. But whether he was Watchtower, I don't know.
So after Arabi, pasa isa basata bali ni Katolika, ba Roma. And so bali ni very staunch Roma, so no mukate ba Roma. And then after that came
PWC. PW was going to PWC. Dr. Kasonsomari gave it. He was a PWC, president
without a church. I don't think to be very honest with you, Musha, and our viewers, Edgar Chagwa Lungu was not a Christian. And he was just trying to use Christianity as a tool. Just you remember Donald Trump going to pick a Bible and putting it like that, and getting a photo shoot and showing people that that's exactly what Mr. Lungu was trying to do with Christianity.
Now
he was not a Christian.
And then after Edgar Lungu, we now have a Chimpembe president. But yes. I'm going to see now Chimpembe theology is not anti, it's apolitical. So I want to see how that is going to work out, because Chimpempes do not, it's a very controversial relationship that they have with the state.
Musha, before we proceed, I've shared this link, but a lot of people are having problems joining us. One of them who's failing to join us is Dr. David Kajila in Canada. Can we find a way of sharing that link again on the page?
Okay, I'm going to share it. Anyway.
Yeah, so to our viewers, there's a new link which is coming through, Musha. Over to you, Musha.
Okay, so I think the issue of religion, we've already dealt with it. I don't think we should go back to it. That's what we were looking for when, you see, the problem with Bhutan was it was trying to define Zambian Christianity in terms of the Bupende, you know? That was the problem with Bhutan, because it was using Pentecostal language yaba pente ifintu ba pente bomfo ifintu ba pente ba ishiva, and that was pretty unfair. So now that we have Chimpembe as president, maybe kwala bako ka balance akakwebati arabane, we are a nation with diverse Christianities. It's not just one Christianity, you know.
Yeah.
And so it will be quite interesting to see.
Musha,
why maybe they are saying Chimpembe kuna issue with the politics and all that. You see Chimpembe vuchinka bwali kulisha as compared na so bapente ba sweet talk sana, but seventh day how we not straight to the point. So no wonder you find that how politics now bala vota. So bajete mama politics no bapente ka sweet. No, I'm seeing you. I'm sure you have seen all the prophecies who were all talking about the elections and all the ones about in bapente. I'm seeing all that. But Chimpembe yo how
amapapate bapente muira bapente rako before bapente nifwebo Grace Ministries Mission International nifwebo bapente bachi Pentecostal Assemblies of God Zambia. Anyway, we thank God.
But Musha, let me bring in something else. I've respected from yesterday. I have a lot of respect for Nevas Mumba starting from yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. For standing up and saying, I concede. This is a very clear victory for HH. From yesterday, I have some respect for him, because I kept on telling him, my brother, by the way, he's younger than me, Nevers. He was a cadet when I was already in the army. He was a cadet at Livingston. Me, I was already a fully fledged soldier. Okay, so I kept on saying to his people, there is no need for Nevers Mumba to stand now, because he will not get enough votes. He will just split. He won't even split the votes, but he will just embarrass himself, because he was even beaten by Lazarus Chisela, a boy who came from Glasgow here, who was known by nobody. He was beating Nevers Mumba. So there was no need for him to stand. There was no need for Hari Kalaba to stand. There was no need for Mumembe to stand. There was no need. Yeah. But why? You know, I've got respect for them now because of standing up to say, actually, we have considered. And you know, let me be very frank here. I thought Hari Kalaba was going to be smart enough If Hari Kalaba had gone back to Bayati to become an MP, he could have made a good minister probably. But he didn't. He didn't. He thought he could have joined the alliance and negotiated some seats. He didn't. He refused. I found it very, very difficult. So first of all, let's remind our viewers, the link is on the Facebook page. Please join us. We have got Wumba now, me over. Oh, Wumba, how are you?
I'm fine, General.
How are you feeling? Are you still in Sesheke? No, not in Sesheke. Where are you?
Yes.
In Sesheke?
Yes, Sesheke for Bali.
Tell me, how do you feel today? Because you have been in the fight for a long, long time.
Yes, let me say my full name is Amioba Bumba, and I was born and raised in a small village west of Pemba. My chief is Chief Monze, and my district is Monze district. I went to the University of Zambia, and in 2015, I was in my 4th year when Edgar Lungu won the election. So because in the elections of RB, that I was a competitor and HH was not much a factor, he became much of a factor in Lungu's election of 2015. The Tonga people were humiliated. I didn't have a voter's card. I just had an NRC, and I had never voted before. But I could feel the tension on campus that I almost wanted to change my identity or to the ground to just swallow me, because people called us cows. They called us all sorts of names. They said a Tonga person can never rule Zambia because we are so down. They said a lot of things, and to an extent where...
Now, Bumba, before you continue, I just want you to know that all those people who said those things to you were wrong. They were not right.
Thank you.
It was a lie. I want you to know that.
Thank you very much, Divamusha. So having gone through that, I was always wondering, why is it that because HH decides to stand for presidency and all of us who are not political are getting into the system of being insulted? It was so shameful or something so scary to speak Tonga in town, because you wouldn't know who's going to insult you next or call you whatever they have to call you, or it directly associates you to the UPND, even if you're not one. So yeah. I decided to embrace my fears. I said, okay, I'm not going to live like this. If people are going to insult me for being Tonga and directly link me to the UPND, I think I should join the UPND Youth Party. And I did join. We did some works. 2016, we lost the same humiliation. After that, I got a job and I backed down in politics, in active, being an active member of the UPND. But today's victory means a lot to me. All these years, I've had Bemba friends whom we have always been interacting very well. They've been very helpful. It's just a colorful thing. You go to Monze, you find the Bemba women. They have come to sell fish. They are selling beans there, and they're speaking Tonga. And there are some people at the university who would tell us to our face to say, we can never learn Tonga. We can never learn that language. That language is so difficult. That language is so useless. But I know that some of my neighbors, they are Bemba and they speak Tonga, and we read. Victory to me today means a lot. I actually thought I was going to be happy, but I'm so emotional because it's Zambia that has decided. Finally, people see the sense that it's not about HH being Tonga. It's about the integrity of the man being able to run the country. So it doesn't matter.
No, Bumba. It's also about the fact that this person who is going to run the country is Tonga, and there is nothing wrong with that.
You are right. But
We need to affirm that. We need to affirm and say that he is not president because he's just going to be a Zambian. But this Zambian president is actually Tonga, and it is okay. And it is okay. We need to do that.
it's coming from a background of having people who are in imperial positions like Mao Zampa making public pronouncements that Tongas can never rule Zambia unless they intermarry members so that they can produce intelligent children who can be at least president. So it's coming from all results and
It's prejudice. Bantu basampa opa. If we're waiting of the year to amwene, tali baupiri omutonga. So nomba baupa ero baranda techateke. Kanware teke nganda yabo. Yomkwai.
means
Sorry, Bumba. I'm interrupting you too much. Unjerereko.
it's okay. But this is what today's victory means to me. Today's victory has stripped off my fears. I used to fear that, okay, I speak 5 of the 7 official languages in Zambia. So I cannot go to any province in this country and be language. I always find a way. But I've always been scared of going to places where people are projected to say they don't like Tongas. But I am so proud right now that I can go to Mporokoso and stay there with the communities and engage with them, and nobody is going to say things about my tribe. I am proud that this country has stood above tribal politics to bring down those people who thought this country belonged to them. I am also proud that the government has gone, because during his tenure of office, they made this country, they made their cadres prime citizens of Zambia, and the rest of us, we remained like we were nobodies. They actually erased the GRZ brand and replaced it with the PF government, which made us feel like those who are not PF are not Zambians. And it's been all sorts of things. I can talk about a lot of stuff, but it's also been heartbreaking to see the Zambian brand reduce drastically to its knees in Edgar Shangwaru school to nothing. SADC used to consult Zambia before they could make certain regional decisions, but it never happened. Look, just last month, there was Kafafa in the Swati. SADC sent a fact-finding mission there. There was no Zambian delegate. You can tell me that perhaps Zambia, they had enough delegates, but to my own thinking, my gut tell me that those people sat and they looked at Zambia and Swati, and I thought these are two sides of the same coin. We cannot bring on board a twin to go a twin. Within this period, Mozambique was in trouble. There was trouble in the northern province of Mozambique. Mozambique in SADC, and according to Jen, we have it on record that we have the most disciplined army in this SADC. So Mozambique went and sought for help. Not us, their neighbors, they went to Rwanda, and Kagame provided.
Now, Bumba, I need to cut you short. But here is what I want you to do for me, Bumba. I would like you to talk to us. We are the 3 of us here and several other people in the waiting room. I want you to tell us something and use Tonga. I want you to explain to us something about what this victory means in the Tonga language.
So, Hakainde Hichilema kuti ndisoto
I'm listening.
No. Yes,
I'm
please.
listening.
Bumba,
go ahead, Musha. Bumba. I'm listening. I know Tonga. So go ahead, Bumba.
Kutule ikuleta Hakainde Hichilema kuti alete Zambia. Jangulula pamatonga bonse. Ivana bahalwa bachili bahonto abachikomena. wamba uti kunyina muntu omuno muchisiza Zambia ima boundary onse munyiza Zambia mbobete kubikiri handembera ali wimbo rwajisi uyakuwambira kuti bori mutonga ko karansi toko iwambaura ebori mutonga ko karansi toko ibimira ebori mutonga ko karansi toko ikuba president uri mutonga toko ikunga kunza uri mutonga toko ikujana nchito kambo mebo rwangu ndigama nega mana jiworo ndagamwa butolo. I felt lazy to apply in the bantu bagari kundambira ati the moment they see your NRC bawibuna bagwamba bati niyo babumba chief Monzi village district Monzi ngwaye don't give her a job. There are a lot of other people ibatajita apply muhisbaga ene hande nande nekamboka timba matonga balowera kula balayo.
Thank you. In what I know is Tonse to Swangane. Tonse to Swangane. I'm going to be learning. Thank you.
First of all, Munsha,
no, we have to let Bumba
finish. Okay, yeah, because there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people on the waiting room. They can't come in. I don't know why.
Okay, no. Thank you, Bumba, for speaking to us. We really appreciate for sharing with us the story of how you feel about the election of Zambia's president, Hakainde Hichilema. Twalumba.
From Seshek, comfortably in the chiefdom of Inyamboyeta.
Thank you. And we know that we are very happy with the partnership that the chief Inyamboyeta has with Zambia and with TV Vakwet. Probably, who knows? Maybe he watching. And if you are watching, your Royal Highness, thank you very much for watching. One Zambia, one nation. Alo wina Zambia, wamfuika bwino. Inerero ningu for bwino. Even if I don't look like ningu for bwino, mumutima ningu for bwino. Ngana afuma from this program na alaya mukushana. Because it's a Zambian day. This is a true Zambian day. Anyway, we let you go, Bumba. Thank you very much. You had something to say, Dr. Kajila. Before I come to you, there is this comment. Elias Musha, you have made me cry now for making her to believe again. I'm a Nigeria married to Zambia Tonga by tribe. I know what she goes through. Thanks for helping to unite this nation. This is one country. This is one country, Charlie Onienze. This is one country. And the election today has clearly demonstrated that we are one country. And all those that wanted to continue perpetrating violence and tribal violence against our people, it's been completely rejected. Yay! And there is a message here from Canada. Canada is Zambia extension. God is so good. Thank you for allowing God to use you during this whole period, trumpeting from all platforms that your exposure. May way to go, my brother. Proud of our very own Zambian, our better Canadian lawyer. Yosefi.
Okay.
Yosefi.
Thank you so much,
Gwen Kalalukamunsha, for allowing you to do what you do.
Thank you.
There is someone here who is saying thank you to Gwen. So Gwen Kalalukamunsha, for allowing me to do what I do.
Musha, we will read all these things. This is a day to celebrate. We have one good Zambian, Dr. David Kajira, who happens to be my cousin, my brother, my everything. David, how are you feeling right away?
General, you can't imagine how excited I am. Cheers, Munsha. Cheers, Jerome. Cheers, General.
I stopped taking these things because they were poisonous.
All I can afford is coffee there.
So then,
but you know,
Munje Kaleka.
It's okay. For today, Mamunsha, we'll allow you. You can take whatever beverage you want. We won't bother. Okay. But,
No bwalwa.
yeah, but to
Dr.
answer your
Kajira,
question,
no bwalwa nwe.
I mean, that's a personal decision, Mamunsha. But don't blame us if we say you're allowed.
No, ninepente mubwalwa. Emu abasatana. So inaze pente nshifika ko iyo. Pantu mukabotolo mulya mwine. Satana.
True.
Anyway, General, please.
Go ahead, cousin. How are you feeling?
You know, I mean, I'm excited. You should ask my wife. My wife is Tonga. So for me, it's been a special journey to just see HH become a president of Zambia amidst all the naysayers who would say he can't rule, this tribe can't rule. For me, that statement alone was enough to tell me, no, we can't allow this in this country. All tribes are the same. So I've been very excited. We are out here in Vancouver on our way to Whistler in the mountains. And I was glued to the process of announcing elections on the plane, everywhere. I've just been glued. And when this moment struck, I was right on the wharf in Vancouver, and I stopped and took a video live just to show the excitement I have. But this means a lot to me as an individual, but a lot to the whole country. I feel like a Zambian again. I've always been a Zambian, but this dispensation of President Lungu just gave you chills down your spine. You just never felt at home. You never felt welcome. But now we know this is a leader who's going to welcome everyone, irrespective of their backgrounds. Why do I say that? I'm not one to put a person on a pedestal. We're not people who are going to over-elevate the president and turn him into a demigod. But we are going to support him to make this country the pearl of Africa. We think we can do better than Botswana. We can do better than many other countries in our region if we manage things correctly. So this is where the excitement is coming from. The youth have been tremendous. And the youth know why they need a change because they're feeling the pinch. And I feel Bali will fix it, but we are going to fix it together with Bali. It's not Bali alone. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Man, this is exciting.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Kajila. You are a blessing to Zambia. You are a blessing to Canada. You are a blessing to Bonse. Pan to everybody. Elohimwe azishinga ngawa mitima. You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
We thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity to be on this great show. And by the way, before I leave, I want to say you guys, first Munsha and General, you tackled Bill 10, defeated it. You tackled this one, defeated it. So you guys are champions. Pat on your backs.
I think Bill 10. Now, my involvement with these matters started at least with when they imprisoned Hakainde Hichilema for treason.
Yes.
I think that was fair. And the videos are there, and I look chubbier and younger in those videos. But it was very unfair.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then from there, we then moved on to the issue of Bill 10 and then several other matters that came in between until we have now matured and become Backway to TV with General Chipakupako as our co-host.
On that point you mentioned about imprisonment, you remember I was equally passionate and we had some discussion in the background. But,
yes, we did, right? We were going to do some things. We wrote letters and all that. Thank you, Dr. Kajila.
Yeah,
you've been a star.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now, Dr. Kajila, we understand that there are some youths that are breaking into ECL Mall in Kitwe. Now, I don't know whether it's related to the fact that the mall is named after the former president. I think that is the only reason.
I didn't know about that. Is that confirmed?
Yes. I've received at least 2 confirmations that that is happening.
That's a shame.
And I was around that mall just a few minutes, a few hours, a few days ago. And so we
That's
are
very
appealing to
sad.
our
That's
people.
sad.
We are
That should
appealing to
not
our
happen.
people. We shouldn't do what Edgar Lungu did to the country. No. So we are appealing to our young people in Kitwe.
Yeah.
Do not break anything. Do not be violent. Do not just celebrate. Imweganishu, what's wrong? Why can't you just celebrate? Ukuimafie mlelumba. Epera. Not that kano waya mukutoba kofimo. No. Why? Why you kutoba? The mall is just named after Edgar Chagwa Lungu, you know? I don't know whether it's or not, but
it's not even his. You know,
Yeah.
there's somebody who has invested in that mall, Zambians. They
Yeah.
put in the name, it's not his mall. So
Yeah.
please do not destroy our economy further than what Edgar Chagwa Lungu has done. Do
Yeah.
not destroy our economy, people, because we have a big job tomorrow to rebuild this economy. Don't destroy anything further. So
Right.
please, wherever our people are, whether you're in Lusaka, Kitwe, Solo, because I'm told there are celebrations everywhere. Do not damage public property, and do not go to your neighbor and attack them because they were PF. No, that's not right.
No.
Don't do that.
I think, General, yes, our members and the Zambians, yes, they need to try by all means to restrain themselves from damaging anything. But again, what people passed through under the PF regime was so evil in such a way that some people they fail to they still want something to be done, because some people have been left with a lot of cuts on their face or what, because of just being a supporter of him. Not that they stole something, but just being a UPND member. And the person who has done that is their neighbor. That's why the problem with what PF did. But anyway, in Rwanda, we had the police post called Nathan Chan. And as I'm speaking, by the end of this week, we are naming the police post to the name that's supposed to be not the name of an individual who failed terribly as a mayor. We are just going to change it and maybe name it as a general name, maybe Ron Police Post. So if people are upset with naming that to be ECL Mall, they can just request the council and the owner of the mall. They can petition and they can change that mall's name to something else than start breaking that.
Jerome, I can't let that pass. Atibaka yefutapo.
Yeah, that's what they can just go ask. Petition the owner and delete the name. Put a new name.
Guys,
may the case of Edgar Lungu never return to our
country.
country.
Step in there. For me, the biggest thing we can do is bring unity in this new dispensation, irrespective of what wrong was done to us. Let's bury that. Let the law take its course in cases where justice was needed to be done, but don't take the law in your own hands, because you actually, I remember that one of the really telling phrases that came out of the U.S. elections was Michelle Obama's statement that when they go low, we go high.
Go high,
that struck me, and I think that should be our theme in life. That we'll face a lot of challenges where people will stab us in the back, do things that are not right. But if we also stab them back, then we are just as bad as they are. So I think the best thing is to avoid all that and make sure that anyone who's found breaking the law faces the law. But I think we need to send this message of reconciliation. And even as we celebrate, taunting politics over and over again may not be a good thing. I think maybe once you can joke and say, we hit you real bad, we are winners. But I think going forward, first of all, President Lungu was the president of the country, whether he did a good job or not.
It looks like, am I the only one who can't hear you?
Yeah,
Me?
it looks like the sound, David's sound. I'm not sure what microphone you're using. It's not very clear.
Oh, it's an iPad. Can you hear
It's
me?
an iPad. Oh, no wonder. Okay, but that's fine.
Okay.
Musha,
And that's
Musha, this is now 3 o'clock in Scotland, 8 minutes past 3, and for me, I've been driving for 5 hours during the day, and I've got to go and work tomorrow. So, can I suggest that we continue for another 30, another 29 minutes, and then give me chance to go to bed? Over to you, Musha. Hi, Musha.
yeah, Musha isn't
He's
here
not
yet.
here. Okay, Jeremy, you guys, it must be past 4 now. So I was thinking that we continue, because even our viewership, we are down to 580 people, and if we can just, it's just sad that Dr. Kasonso can't join us. A lot of people are getting problems with the link, Musha. I don't know what the problem is today. So I was suggesting that we continue probably for another 15 minutes so that we have time to go to bed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, General, I was also thinking in that line, and they see how possible we can have some time to rest a little bit, because tomorrow it will be a
A long
well
day.
full day again to do a lot of activities. But though people here are in the streets and they are celebrating the victory of the one Hakainde Hichilema as the new president of this country. So I don't, but I think your suggestion is very good. I also need to have just 1 hour of sleep. I've been staying up for the past 5 days. I've never been sleeping, and I've been communicating with you, General. So you
Yeah.
know very well.
There's a
Okay. So
gentleman, Hanis. He wanted to say something. Muhammad Hanis. General, you know him. He's in the UK.
Muhammad, yeah, we are failing to link Muhammad. He has been sending me messages here.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just difficult. Everybody's finding it difficult to go through. But let me just read a part of the Constitution, Article 108, Article 105. I'm sorry, the
Issues with my
assumption.
sound. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
better off now.
Yes.
You are better off now. Okay, I'm trying to read Musha. I'm trying to be a lawyer as well. Article 105 of our Constitution, the assumption of office, tenure of office, and vacancy. The president-elect shall assume
It looks like I
office.
have issues with my sound. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
And
Yes, we can.
Can I go ahead, Musha? Can I go ahead, Musha?
he can't
Yes,
hear you.
he has got a problem. Musha has got a problem with his sound. Okay, let's proceed. Article 105, the assumption of office, tenure of office, and vacancy. The president-elect shall assume office after being sworn in by the Chief Justice, or in the absence of the Chief Justice, the Deputy Chief Justice. And then 1052 says the president-elect shall be sworn in into office on the Tuesday following the 7th day after the date of the declaration of the presidential elections, if no petition has been filed in accordance with Article 103. The 7th day after the date on which the Constitutional Court declares the election. So, 7th day after the date of the declaration. So he's not going to be sworn in tomorrow then.
General, no, it's not going to be soon tomorrow, according to the information. But anyway, we have our lawyer, our well knowledgeable and capable lawyer to guide us in that.
Yeah. So the swearing in ceremony will not be tomorrow. It says the 7th day, president shall be sworn in office on the Tuesday following the 7th day after the date of the declaration of presidential results, if no petition has been filed in accordance with Article 103. So 7 days from today. Musha, are you able to hear me? No, and there we've got Father Mpombo. Just 2 minutes, sir, because we're trying to sum up. How are you feeling tonight, sir?
Thank you very much. Good morning. Here in Italy, it is 04:13, and I've been waiting for this beautiful day and the wonderful information that I think most of the Zambians have been waiting for. So I'm very happy that finally God has made some justice for an innocent gentleman who has suffered a lot. General Chipakupaku and Alliance Munshe especially, I decided to come out in the public. You know, we as Catholics, especially being a priest, we are told maybe to be very delicate in these issues regarding the politics. But I decided, General Chipakupaku, to come out and join the panel and contribute to the battle that you have been taking, especially Elias Munch and you, General, and also I think the gentleman I think is I don't know whether it's a doctor or what. No, Jeremy, also Jeremy as well. I decided to say something because I was very much angry. I became angry, especially with the position of Chisimba Kambwili. That one really I did not understand. As I think before you have also talked about, all of you have talked about the status of our former presidents, and one of the presidents was a Catholic, and that was Michael Sata. Most of the Zambians, they loved this guy. He suffered also before he could become a president. He suffered a lot. But then we now had another president, Dr. Lungu, who also I find it very difficult to understand his position and also his faith. Well, that is not fundamental. What is important is this. I became so frustrated when I heard Chisimba Kambwili coming out and having the support of the government to go and lie to the innocent Zambian people. That really made me angry. And I come from the diocese in Ndola. Some of my friends, they were telling me, no, come on, you guys, if you do like this, you're putting us in a difficult situation. But I said, well, I'm not offending no one, but I think if Chisimba Kambwili is a Catholic, that was my position. He is a Catholic. He is preaching something which is contrary to the Catholic faith. And that one, I could not understand. And that's why I really wanted to stand firm and say no to Chisimba Kambwili's position, because it was not, yeah. And so thank you so much. I just wanted also to say one thing, Dr. Chipakupaku. Imagine I finished my education, my secondary school in 91. 92, my first journey as a young boy was to go to Monze. I decided to go to Monze because of what the people were talking about, the Tongas. Everyone was talking about the Tongas. They're tribalistic. They are like this. So my experience as a young man was to decide and go and live in the Tonga land to understand why people were judging the Tongas, that they're tribalistic and all the talks. So when I lived in Monze, I lived in Monze for 3 years, Dr. General Chipakupaku, and my experience with the Tonga people was contrary to what people think. These people are so generous. They are hardworking, very hardworking, and they are so genuine people. And from that time, I think I thank God for having us. And I thought that it was just a question of jealousy anyway. In my intake at Chiwala Secondary School, Chiwala Boys Secondary School, at a boarding school, one of the good boarding schools in the Copper Belt, I think it was a sort of a jealousy. We had jealous with the Tonga people because they were not playing at school. We, the people from Luapula, Bemba land, and the Copper Belt, Kopala people, we used to play a lot at school. We will sneak out from school and go and drink chivuku at General Chipaku. I don't know whether there is chivuku now in Zambia this time. We would sneak out from the school and go and drink chivuku. But the Tonga people, they never did that. All their job was to study. I was impressed by this gentleman. Very serious.
Yeah.
And so, thanks to God. Now, finally, God has given us a Tonga president. Thank you so much. I bless God. And I thank you, General. I thank Mr. Munsha. I thank all the people who have contributed. Thank you so much. And we.
Okay. Thank you so much, Father Pombo. Let's go to Norris. Norris, 2 minutes. Is it Norris? Is a man? Yeah. 2 minutes. Where are you?
Thank you so much, General. Are you able to get me?
Yes, we're able to hear you loud and clear, sir. Go ahead. Norris, can you unmute yourself, please? Hi, Norris. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go to Chinokoro, my friend in Minnesota. Chinokoro,
yes,
how are you feeling? The man in my beautiful state. How are you doing?
General, who knew this day would come? You know, but I knew personally that it was going to happen one day. You know, it's a very emotional day.
Yeah,
like I was saying, I was telling someone to say I was bitter, but now I'm a happy bitter man. You know, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but yeah. You know, I'm a happy bitter man right now, so I'm happy. I mean, I knew where this was going. ECZ was just delaying. But congrats to our man, and let him do his job. You know.
Yep.
He yet makambati kuseruka utamanga. If you don't, you fall. You know. Ukanta. You know how it is. Kuseruka utamanga. This is the one. Yeah. So yeah. Congrats to him, and yeah. I mean. Guy, I have no words. I mean, it's. I've been following this. I've been watching Diamond TV. I wake up at 4 a.m. just to catch the 12 p.m. thing, Zambia. You know, I haven't been sleeping. Also,
yeah.
You know.
No,
so,
I think you better go to sleep tonight, knowing that there is hope with our people, and hope in the Zambian people.
Definitely.
Today they spoke. We were seeing what was happening. We were seeing all the tricks which PF were trying to play, but the Zambian people decided to stand up and say no. And the massive vote, there is nothing they could do about it. They couldn't read.
Even dogs went to vote, General. I've remembered something. Mandevu. I've been discussing with people. It looks like Mandevu has had I think there was an issue, a rigging issue or something like that. Something big happened there. That's why.
Yeah, Mandevu. Not even Mandevu. It was all over the country. They wanted to. The trick was to buy all the returning officers, buy them off, change the G20s, change the figures, and transmit the new figures.
Yeah.
And the people who were supposed to do that, we know them. Amos Chanda is one of them.
Yeah, but look, we had our own Chuck Norris there. you know.
Yeah.
Honorable Ngombo.
Sorry.
That's bad.
Yeah, so we know all these things, all the people who are involved, we know them, and we know what they were trying to do. So
Yeah.
we were following. But lucky enough, with the Garen Combo is efficient, and the whole team. We told them this time we're not going to rig our votes, because they thought we were joking, but we're ready
No.
for them. Thank you so much, my brother. Let's go to Beauty. Beauty Dragon, how are you feeling?
Well, yeah, grand. It's just an exciting day for everybody, and hopefully, the Satanist HH, who they call the Satanist, I don't know where those people are gonna go now. He's I just hope usakwibaretera kwibarengera bumvo, but he'll make Zambia's economy strong again. He's gonna make Zambia safe again. He's gonna make Zambia great again, in the words of Donald Trump. But cheers, guys. We've done it, and fantastic. Well done. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Beauty. Thank you so much. Anybody from Northwestern Province is my dear darling Mumbandawa Wami, and my cousin. Thank you so much. Let's build our country again. Let's be proud of ourselves, and let's help this man. And for me, I've told people I am prepared to help my man. I'm prepared to help rebuild my country. But I think we had to fight. We had to fight this. We had to fight this to stop what was happening. So finally, Irene, I know I've asked you. I want you to wind up our discussion for today. Before you go to bed, what will be in your mind?
Okay. Yes, Nara Mukulala. It's 10:24 here in Santiago. I will sleep well. It's been very, very trying days. We were praying for Zambia. Thank God everything has come, to a good conclusion. And what's going to be on my mind will be, how do we move forward and maintain the momentum? So, General, you have been the gates to disseminate what we think, how we feel. Please don't stop. Don't lose touch with us, and keep sending the message. We want to help, to Kuwomba, but please, there's so many things. There's a lot of work, and this is a collective. I think it's a collective effort. And like you said, we are going to support, and we all need to support. And then also, most importantly, our expectations should be realistic. It's not going to be tomorrow. We are not going to see these things tomorrow. Maybe in a couple of years, but surely when we are on the right path, whoever comes in the future is going to found a foundation, because I think we lost our way. We were just bouncing in space, going nowhere. So the trajectory now, at least we have a path. And whilst we go to sleep, we'll be thinking about who's coming to do the work. I think that's the bigger, the bigger job. But other than that, thank you so much to everyone. This really, for me, this unity was very, very important. On this Wakwetu, people came together, and the one thing that the PF never realized was, maybe it was meant to happen, is that Zambians showed that they were one. We always say one Zambia, one nation, but we've never been faced with a challenge when we've had to defend who we were, So this was the time when that one Zambia, one nation, which we learned, this is when we really, really came to, believe in it. Because I think it was because we were one that we have shown the world. Tomorrow, when I'm working, I'm an English teacher. When I'm working, I'm facing people around the world. They know that Zambia is voting. I'll be proud. We are a beacon of democracy, and we can be a good example that Africa has good things. The diaspora doesn't mean that you run away from what's happening home. We're still in touch. We are still part of what we are here working, but our hearts are home. So, so that's what's gonna be on my mind. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, General, and everyone. Thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much. I thought you were going to wind up, but Dennis, I can't just cut you off. It will be very unfair.
Thank
Dennis
you.
Sakala, where are you, and what do you think tonight, sir?
Thank you so much, General, and greetings, everyone on the panel. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. I'm based in Ndola, Zambia.
Yeah.
Essentially, I'm from Chingola, born in Chingola, grew up in Chikola B. So Chiwempala is just very close to where I was growing up from. Now, having said that, I think Zambia was on a wrong trajectory. I'm quite happy with where we are now, because I think from 2014 to date, we were on the wrong trajectory. I mean, celebrating independence, the Independence Day itself stopped making sense. And for me, when I say that, what I mean is that we lost reason of state. Like, why do states exist in the first place? We essentially were on a trajectory that was setting us, towards losing our sovereignty as a country. Look at the debt that we've essentially, incurred as a nation. Essentially, like what we are as a nation. And when I say that, what I mean is, what is our national identity? We essentially found ourselves in the hands of people who decided to use tribe to divide us, and yet tribe is a beautiful thing. Tribe should be used to say, okay, can we unite, ourselves as a country, looking at tribe and looking at the beautiful attributes of each tribe and say, okay, the Mambwes are good at commerce. Let's learn from them. The Tongas are good at keeping cattle and essentially agriculture and essentially wealth management. Let's learn from them and essentially borrow from each and every tribe within this country and build one national identity out of that, rather than erase tribe. And the reason I say that is, if a thief took a child to a river and drowned that child in that river, one cannot say that the river is bad. The thief is bad. So likewise, if we look at tribe in itself is a good thing because it imparts a sense of identity. But what we need to do is to essentially not use it negatively to divide ourselves, but to essentially to use it to unite each other as a nation and build one strong country. Why? Because strong nations, if you look at the strongest nations in the world today, the one thing that they have in common is a strong national identity. Okay, find a Nigerian anywhere, you know that they're Nigerian. Find an American anywhere, you know that they're Americans. Why? Because essentially they've got a strong identity. Now, having said that, where Zambia is at now, what I expect moving forward is some form of a truth and accountability commission. I think that's very, very important. Establishing a truth and accountability commission is going to be important. Why? Because for the past 7 years, we have not had accountability. And that is not very good. If we're going to make progress as a country, let us at least start by saying, okay, what went wrong? Where did we go wrong? And even the way we choose leaders, can we improve upon that? Because essentially we have someone who comes on the show and says, look, I've got no vision. And we say, are we winning to left fire? We really shouldn't be doing that. We really shouldn't be doing that. That's dangerous. So we essentially should shot ourselves in the foot. What we needed to do is to say, okay, because my understanding and my observation is that countries tend to follow or tend to mimic the character of their leader. So we've come from a period where we essentially had an educationist in Kaunda, and look at what happened in Kaunda's era. Zambia became a nation that essentially, pretty much grew its education sector. Most of us got free education, from Kaunda, and that essentially drove industrialization. Look at when Mwanawasa was president, and who was Mwanawasa? Mwanawasa was essentially a person who was a farmer, he was a businessman, he was a lawyer, he was a family man. And look at what happened in Zambia. Zambia, essentially, agriculture grew. Look at, winter maize. Winter maize started when Mwanawasa was president. Essentially, if we could look at, say, okay, where are we now? What's the achievement? What are the personal achievements of the person who's there now? And you find that really there's nothing much to write home about. And what do we expect as a country to get out of someone who's, so for me, I really think that we really need to be critical in the way we make decisions. We must not be emotional. I think that we need to be very objective as we make choice for leaders moving forward. So having said that, I think I would like to give everybody else a chance to speak. But I'm quite happy, that that we've made this turn, and I'm really appreciative of this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sakala. You have summed it up for us tonight. And for us to sit and continue discussing about our country, it's 3:34 here in Scotland. And I know it's about 4:34 in Zambia. It simply means that we love our country. We love our country so much. Oh, come on, Dr. Kasonso. You can't be joining us when we're just summing up. And knowing you, if I say speak now, you speak for another 1 hour. It's not fair, Dr. Kasonso. I will look at the time. I will time myself. I will time you. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Go, Dr. Kasonso. How are you feeling? Tell me. Just 2 minutes.
I got no speech, sir. I've only got tears. I was just crying when the Judge Chulu was announcing that finally we had changed the president, and I posted my tears out there. There are two feelings I have. One of the feelings I have is really a sorry feeling for the country, because you are putting a highly talented man as president at a time when ichalo nishinabona wala chive kwatilisa kaliambalala kuswali mwembalala shonse ere nombasha mfefi papa ere mwesa mfuitiro mneno tia kontolole. So I cried for him because the burden is so big.
Yeah.
And I prayed for him because the youth will need no excuses but employment. But I'm an accountant, so there are quick things that the president can move to do. The first thing that we mentioned yesterday, remove all foreigners from small-scale agricultural industries. Kuteken koko ifyamashani bafunyemo abena fyalo abayiche muli abalayingira leke nokulete fyakulya from other countries which we have in Zambia, which we can grow in the short term, and enter a pact with South Africa. South Africa ira tuvowera $2 to $3 billion every year for 30 years. If we want our economy to be an extension of South Africa, pange different agreement na South Africa, fimbi balesa mkukulira Zambia, or we just have another province of South Africa, because that's what we are right now. So, but ukweteka pasi ya kuyalanda nabo abaingi balabana niye ni president. So ni mkufa we was sad na kuno ero nafika nokufika kunganda na chakula ku Washington kala kanyoto kulokoto boko bakanishendala. And also the other advantage ni na kuno kuine ku Washington fyaba kwakota statement kuri ba IMF na kwataka pasi ya kulanda na because bambi balabekala mu boards banango. And there are certain things that they are looking for. But abantu abalipo balife ni bakabwalala. Bachilanda ba Dr. Sakala party there's nothing to write home about. Eko filivo bashiri amadiru tuma constructions chekeleni kosha ndotwa upo batonze chalo chali yaloka vefi abupo banomba we are happy. Me as the Dr. Kasonso here, I am so happy because now we're going to have adult government who control everything. Like for diaspora, isentuye kwati ni nshimu pa Zambia tumuafueko na utabakusalira kapoto kuisa pene pa bakwetu wabodra my ideas yo abasambira mu government bakatola potumo ukwafu abantu bonse. This is the time to put our country back together. Chinese zetu batupoketa na batu kongwe chef bumba vile kuba fina fimo fibumbu kuba weke sendeni fibumba fienu so that to chef ya kongole panshi. So Chinese state batupoketa longa bali some kwikala na ifubafuri baikala na ifuma teams here. So we have to be able to be a multinational, multicultural and multidimensional and multi-industrial Zambia in the 20th century. Unga tutungula ni uyu inowa ishiboku bonfienda lama. Uwaleta supervisor ma accountant ku Grant Thornton. Niwe vya abantu tabakwata sana amano Mzambia. Chimbichi na chimulirira konichi. Kwaleba my elections yaleba very close. Bamuibila. Kwaleba na vila fimbi fya kwa bati. You know, now we minina iwe walondo ka story kwa vyoko wafuma. Na muimine ne chipuba sala pwe chipuba iwe bakusha. So fia di musholokota baisa driver ove acha commit traffic offense pamusoro bakugula treason bamukubika mutofi. But all of those were the making of the president. Kapoto kabuka teka muntu afire akachulira. So echo twana faro chimi cha for comment up when we general mwachanda bafika kwa yo
before you go on Bakasonso ukuchulira in a democratic manner yapala waya muku campaigna ulera lobushiku uleshitafiwa omumotoka abantu bale kushoba ule yasuka filya fine kuchulira tulefwaya ukukuchulira okwako bati mwasendo omuntu mwaya mubika mu mafi fresh feces at Lilai tekuchula. That's not part of the democratic process. Ishirefwayo ko bati turerandi koko bana kalimo ifo chifiri chaba bantu naine ndefwaya nkomfwe kwa manone no mashirefwayo ba Hichilema nga bamona tina nambo kwimini na bakambike mu mafi tachaka wana
amebulene mu mafi awe imo yama echo turefwa kumaila kwa hapa
should be the last person okuingira mu mafi
okuchulira fwe bana bakwe apona ine nasumina fwe watu chulira mu mafi fwe bana bakwe echo turefwa kwa nomba hapa ni democracy akwachiluvama isoseri amayendele ero bantu bale chechu tabale ifwaira democracy mu 1991 yole awo tabale ifwaira democracy because democracy kuri kutukakaunda eyo turefwa yaine tule tukakaunda na chera tukutomwe chibaye bamufunye na ichachilo ma parliament wa papa tachifunye niko turefwa democracy yakwachiruva. I think bakuna perera bapene because nasavaire the whole night mwalisha mwali ba talk time mukana.
You wanted to say something. You wanted to say something which I said. What did I say, Dr. Kasonso?
Aha, bifo mwachiranda pafya kubika abantu mukaliati. Ifyo ba PF bakonta ule chalo. Nga bali pepa bali lapila lesa ali belela kale ifwe tatwabelele twalaba pisha muri justice ukulinga na Romans chapter 13 ukulinga na Romans chapter 13 ubuteko bwali kwata purpose uyo mukupu kumulche ile nali bombele ku Middle East nga waiba baputula kofi amabuku so that wakabukishapo na kabisa so abantu tutabeba. So unless our people and in our culture know ukwebati ukuya mukuteka ni public service takwakabyo kuwekesha pona bakabwalala na kabi. They didn't have a dream, they didn't have a plan after kateka weso afo shikulu bantu bamuita yamkulima pancakes kumulu ero bashara bale chibondolo bale vobola bale chafya madiru wine. So kufwire kwa bako kufwaisha tumoto mupamio yabo nenda lama ishesho bakongola nga bali umusebo nga wali wa 1 kwacha wali wa 50 ngwe ero bakongola 1 kwacha ile hapa mulu ile yonse bafwire babo isha twabwekese shabene ichalo tufuye twapoka independence kuma Chinese shinkongola. So vile mwachanda tiyo tamufire kwa government because tumule panika abantu ni mubene mulefu yakono kwa government because zimu mwa kwa mwalika tako nemfuti no mutima wali kosako kwebati kuti mwakon kuti mwaikata kwa lapu no kupamanga uzaka mbila kumbuye mwa panta kone chibaka evyo tulefwaye
waka sonso
I think Bakasonso na wachipaku mwampesha pantu you two it appears like you're not Democrats.
No, Bakasonso.
I'm the only Democrat here.
Me, Bakasonso. Me, I am a very, very, very disciplined person because of my background, and you need a disciplined person, but at the same time a very fair person. I'm fair and disciplined. That's me because of my military background. This government, they will need to account for certain things. There's no question about it. Because for me, probably because I'm in a privileged situation, because I know a lot of the things which these people did. I'll tell you, the Zambian Guptas must account for what they've been doing on our fertilizer. They must account for what they've been doing on our health services. And I know them.
Yeah.
The Guptas...
We must come back tomorrow. We need to cut this because it's already 2 hours and so we can't reuse it. So I'm looking at finding ways of how we can reuse our broadcasts.
No, Dr. Kasonso, I think let's have a discussion which will say what should be done in the first 100 days of HH's government.